There's nobody here I need to impress. And while the chemicals were killing me, you never left you stealing me. I feel your divinity in my vicinity whenever I am depressed or under duress. And I know my abilities you've been giving me. Lyrically, spiritually, I am blessed. Gates is not the only bill that I've been observing, and not the only bill that I find kind of disturbing. Let's go back to the year 1986 and meet the 99th Congress. What a bunch of dicks. They came up with H.R. 4456, the Child Vaccination Act. And here's a wild, fascinating fact. If your company that you own and they supply the vaccine, somebody died, nobody gets tried in a court of law at all. Problem solved. No retribution, no legal solution. You all scot-free. Watch me. Hop on a plane with Mr. Epstein. Now boarding the Lolita Express. Whoa, look over there, man. Is that Eminem and Stephen Colbert? And look, it's the two Bills, Clinton and Gates. Oh man, and they look like they're hitting on that girl that we met on the plane. The one that was with Ghislaine. I think her name was Courtney. Shit, she's only 14. We need to get the fuck up out of here. I got nothing left to confess. There's nobody here I need to impress. And while the chemicals were killing me, you never let you stealing me. I feel your divinity in my vicinity whenever I am depressed or under duress. And I know my abilities you've been giving me. Lyrically, spiritually, I am blessed. I'm blessed. Now, let's say that you got a foundation and almost all your donations, they're directed toward the containment of a particular contagion. And one of your experts, he's kind of grouchy, his name is Mr. Fauci. He comes up with an equation. Fear plus persuasion equals the creation of a frightened nation whose panic and lack of education and only wanting just some protection from this agent of infection, they head in your direction and they ask Mr. Bill for their injection. Wanting just protection from this agent of infection. Why don't you go get your shine box? Your direction. Go get your fucking shine box, Tony. Injection. I got nothing left to confess. There's nobody here I need to impress. And while the chemicals were killing me and never left you stealing me, I feel your divinity in my vicinity whenever I am depressed or under duress. And I know my abilities you've been giving me. Lyrically, spiritually, I am blessed. I'm blessed. Dear Bill, I wrote you, but I keep getting returned to sender. I've even tried your wife Melinda, but she's putting a block on my calls. There's a rumor she might have a cock and balls. I apologize for the cursing. I guess you two are never in the same room at the same time, so people think you might be the same person. But anyway, fuck it, man. What's been up? How's the vaccine biz? I know you wish that everybody was on board like Maxine is. Oh, guess what? My wife's pregnant again. You remember Myrtle? Yeah, I always seem to wind up with the skanks. And what's up with you having 3 kids? I thought Melinda was infertile and you were shooting blanks. And what's up with all these tanks? I see them being transported on a train. Is that for martial law? This shit's getting insane. You remember when I met you in New Delhi and you were complaining that it was really smelly? Well, I asked you if it was safe getting that polio vaccine and you said I was making a great decision. Yeah, well, my daughter's okay, but my son Micah, he lost his vision. Yeah, it's been some time and a lot of tears now. And Micah, he's been blind for years now. He's gotten pretty good at walking with a cane, though. Anyway, hit me up, yo. I got nothing left to confess. There's nobody here I need to impress. And while the chemicals were killing me, you never left you stealing me. I feel your divinity
Hello, everybody. Well, yes, thank you very much, OMG. Was that you already? Yeah, okay, I didn't know if it was because we came on all of a sudden or not. So let me try to get centered into the shot a little bit. It is Monday, November the 9th. Getting closer and closer to Thanksgiving, right? And then there's Black Friday, but we're not having a Black Friday this year, apparently, because of the Rona, right? Interesting. Okay. Sound levels are looking okay. Little girl's in the chat, first and foremost. Then Matt Zoo. Ammo inventory, trying to hear something while I do math. I need to buy ammo. Cause I gotta go shooting with Daniel Oldfield. He comes in here once in a while. I want to do that probably mid this month. So that means that, well, I'll probably have to pick some ammo up probably around the 15th. That's probably going to be our best bet. Because ammo's not cheap. And I don't have a ton of money right now. I have $2 extra. Thank you very much, OMG. I do appreciate that very much. Gerald's in the house as well. Well, the store in the next town over has about 25 boxes of 9mm. I do not know. Why does everybody need 9mm? It's beyond me. Like, that's, for me, that was like 22, you know? It was like, oh, well, if you have a 9mm, obviously you're going to shoot it a lot. So that's the one you really want to stock up on back in the day. Maybe you still shooting it, though, even though we have all these crises going on. Because when crises go on, I shoot less. I shoot a lot less. Let's see. But yeah, 9mm, 25 boxes, 9mm for $10 a box of 50. That's a great price. Are they like aluminum case? Are they steel case? Are they Fiochis? Effing cent. Thank God. I can't wait to hear your wisdom. Oh my goodness, you're in the wrong freaking place. But I appreciate you being here. If anyone's selling camo army gear, I'm buying. I'm not selling. I mean, good luck. I don't know if anybody would be selling, but yeah, definitely good luck on that for sure. Now, Saturday, I did do a stream on Saturday. It was the Bible Patriot thing. And after I did that stream, I started playing a little bit of Among Us, which is a video game I like playing with Broken Patriot. Well, at least I got them all set up. It's a cheap game. I think it's like $5. It's not very expensive. And the amount of fun you can have with friends online with that game is amazing. For $5, it's worth the money. So me and him were playing the game on Saturday night after our Patriot Bible study chat, and all of a sudden his wife had a real severe pain and had to go to the hospital. So we find out later on that most likely it's a broken hip at the time, because it's severe pain, and I don't remember. Oh, and it was swollen. But it ended up being not a broken hip, but another blood clot. This is her second one of recent. I forget exactly when the first one was, but it's the second blood clot that she's had as of recent. So they definitely need some help because she is the major breadwinner. He is getting disability. Well, will be getting disability hopefully very soon, but is not getting disability right now. So thank you very much for the donations. But if you want to donate to anybody tonight, anybody else want to donate tonight, let's donate it to Broken Patriot, shall we? There's a couple different ways. I think. Well, I know he uses PayPal, so I don't know. Either that, or we'll just go ahead and donate whatever's donated in this chat tonight, which would be fine too. We could do that. But definitely go check out Broken Patriot's channel. Riddle Girl's going to provide a link in the chat right about now. And you can go check out his channel and his content. If you like it, subscribe to it. And if you want to help somebody out in their time of need, definitely go check him out. Okay.
That's the link to his most recent video with his Patreon info, since he was having a hard time with his PayPal.
Okay, Patreon. He's got Patreon now?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, the store next town has about 25 boxes of 9mm for $59 a box of 50. Well, you know, that's not bad. That's still right around $10 a box of 20. 10. Yeah, I don't know. If someone, okay. 9mm is like throwing pebble in these drug type y'all will be against. 9mm is like throwing Pebble on these drugged type. Y'all will be against. Matt Zoo, you have some really strange comments sometimes. Not 10 a box, 60 a box. $60, yeah, $60 for a box of 50. 25 boxes of 9mm. Yeah, that's up there. I will be in the market for an Xbox, giving pawn shop price just enough. Get UBA, PS5 game, and pizza. Well, I have a broken Xbox One. If you want it, it's got a couple controllers. Last time I sold a broken Xbox, I got almost as much as they were going for brand new on eBay because the guy used them as parts. I have plenty of 44 mag on the other handgun, but a single action Super Blackhawk. Right on. That's cool. Gerald B got the old wheel guns. Nice. For me, I need 300 black. Oh, wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, OMG. I really do appreciate that, and I'm sure that Broken Patriot will appreciate that too. We will get that to him for sure. Thank you very much. We'll also do the other $2 that you've already given, so that's $12 total. Every little bit can help, man. They've got car payments they're late on and rent's due and all that, and she's been missing work because of all this, so yeah, that'll be really nice. Thank you very much, OMG. I appreciate it. Okay, y'all ready? Let's see what's in the news. That's like the last story I want to get to. Auditor dismantles election red flags as audacious levels of effery. Right? When all the mistakes go in the same direction and they benefit the same parties, they probably aren't mistakes. They're malfeasances. This editor's note article contains profanity. So y'all be aware. There might be some light cursing in here. That's okay. My stuff doesn't get really monetized that much anyway. Every time it says ad limited. I get the yellow ad limited. I don't think it's because I cuss. I think it's because we talk about things that are real, and that's not advertiser friendly. Lori Karina, a prolific novelist, conservative blogger, and professional accountant based in Utah, uses his mastery as a wordsmith to articulate the precise feeling shared by millions of Trump supporters who witnessed the Democrats' overt and seemingly systematic attempts to commit voter fraud in last week's election. All those little fraud schemes come in various directions, except the fraud numbers add up quick in a tight race. Korea posted a post-election analysis Thursday on his website, Monster Hunt Nation. Matt Zoo, the thieves and looters, etc., all those drugs in Philadelphia war, Teddy Roosevelt, they need bigger cal for pistols. Answer 1911. I'm looking for at a 458 SOCOM perfect round. Is it a perfect round? Really? Is there such a thing as a perfect round? I don't think there is. OMG. I use 9mm plus P, carbon DPX. We'll do just fine. 9mm, hollow point. Yeah. Okay, back in the day when I was a kid, you know, it was cool. Like, if it ain't 45, you might as well just be tickling them. You know? It's got the stopping power. 9mm, that's a woman's round. You know, all that jazz? Not anymore. Boy, I'll tell you what, I'll put my HSTs plus P, 127 grain, 9mm, up to any 45. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like a 45. And I carry HSTs in these too. But I wouldn't slouch on no 9mm. You know what I mean? And as far as the 458 SOCOM, perfect round, I don't know, capacity. You always give up something. No cursing, yep. 9mm is back, up, ankle, carry a 10mm. That'd be cool. I just can't get into another round right now, bro. But yeah, it's really cool. I'm tired of the censorship. Already lost my face. Yes, Riddle Girl lost her Facebook account. They didn't put her in Facebook jail. They straight up deleted it. It is gone. Luckily, before they deleted it, she got my brother-in-law to download some of her photos from that Facebook thing, because yeah, her Facebook page is gone for repeated violations. They said.
Yep.
I'm tired of the censor. I already read that. And Corban, yeah, Corban is definitely powerful. I like Corban would be good for a 10 millimeter, because if you're gonna get 10 millimeter, why get the neutered 10 millimeter? 45 hand Kentucky windage for a long shot, only downside. Okay, let's get back to this though. All those little fraud schemes come from various directions, except for the fraud numbers add up quick in a tight race. He posted on his website. However, if you're behind by hundreds of thousands of votes, and this is key, if you are behind by hundreds of thousands of votes in the middle of the night, it requires some audacious levels of fuckery. Which brings us to a red flag you can see from space, he said. The task has now befallen a host of truth seekers in the conservative media and the eyewitness accounts of volunteer poll watchers to counter a massive gaslighting effort in the mainstream media, which seeks to persuade the populace that the Democratic candidate, Joe Biden, already won. And that's why you have the news medias declaring that even Fox, for all my red hats versus blue hats, all my red hats who love Fox, Fox has not been a conservative thing. It's definitely not been in the Trump campaign for a very long time. There's two people over there that'll give Trump the benefit of the doubt. Tucker will give him the benefit of the doubt, but also hold his feet to the fire. And of course, Hannity's like in his pocket, pretty much. Nothing Trump can do will ever piss off Hannity. Those declarations violate every precedent and election norm, not to mention Democrats' own past insistence to count every vote, and to let the process run its course. Yeah, just the same day of the election, they wanted to make sure every vote was counted, right? But faced with an unparalleled turnout on election day from Trump supporters, Democrats who had since at least March plotted to ramp up their election stealing strategies using mail-in voting were forced to call an audible. And they closed, if you remember, they closed down the counting. We're not going to count anymore. We're closing it down. We're not going to count until morning. Here comes 3 a.m. and all of a sudden hundreds of thousands of votes come in. 100% of them for Biden. 100%. Okay. But, okay. When Trump pulled ahead in the Midwestern swing states by what were starting to appear to be insurmountable amounts, they suddenly threw the brakes on the counts. What I just said. But when scrambling to compensate for having underestimated the Trump turnout, Democratic pollsters proceeded to get more and more reckless. Drawing on his accounting experience, Correa said that the mass voting fraud was not unlike an insurance scam in which small mistakes all built on one another to establish the larger case. When you are auditing, you see mistakes happen all the time. Humans make errors, he says. Except in real life, mistakes usually go in different directions, he continued. When all the mistakes go in the same direction and benefit the same parties, they probably aren't mistakes. They're malfeasance. Correa's lengthy post then proceeded to bring up many of the allegations swirling over suspicious counts in places like Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. He said several of the turnout numbers supporting Biden seem to be statistically impossible. In a small populace, you can't get 100% of the vote. And we already know there's instances where it was more than 100%, which is, not possible. However, the larger the sample, the more likely there will be dissenting votes, he said. Even in the bluest of the blue areas or the reddest of the red areas, somebody is going to be a cranky dissident, or an old person is going to fill in the wrong circle, he added. When you get into hundreds or thousands, yet maintain that kind of perfect ratio, It's basically impossible. So he's calling out the 100% votes that came in at 3 a.m. that were 100% for Biden. Hundreds of thousands. All at once. Just for Biden. Even in the... Oh, read that. Since his post, new evidence promoted by whistleblowers, eyewitnesses, and conservative media and Trump's legal advisors have raised even more flags. Correa said that anecdotal evidence only supported what was patently obvious from using his mathematics and statistically orientated breakdown of the totals. Here's another thing you'll learn about auditing, he said. The more chaotic the system, the more chances for fraud. So when you come across a system that is extra chaotic on purpose, that tells you the people running it want it that way for a reason. Because if it's actually chaotic, or well, not chaotic, if it's actually, oh, what does it say? Hold on. Here's another thing you learn about auditing. The more chaotic the system, the more chances for fraud. So yeah. So when it's spread out, as much as it's spread out, it's almost obviously spread out on purpose. Because you're trying not to make it look like, oh, just this one spot had 150% of the vote. No, we're going to spread it out. Well, the thing is randomness isn't that random, right? Randomness is random, but it's not as random as this one was. This is almost like evenly spread out. That's what I was trying to get to. See, this is why I say you're coming from the wrong place if you want divine wisdom. You know what? He warned that the legal battle was likely to be even worse than the 2000 dispute between George Bush and Al Gore, which ultimately was settled by the Supreme Court, and probably why he pushed Amy Coney Barrett. But apart from confirming the I cannot say that word today. Illegitimacy of Biden's claims of victory, Correa, like other Trump backers, came up short in predicting the final outcome. What happens now beats me. He said nothing that Trump would depend on conservative jurists and his political allies continuing to resist the immense pressure from the left to overlook the facts and the law in the interest of convenience and stability. I can say without hesitation, though, that fuckery is afoot. I love that. Oh, where's Tactical Tony when you need him? And if an actual real investigation happens, they'll be able to prove it, he said. Only this is politics, so who knows, he added. The only thing I do know for certain is that the election is so fucked up that it's just going to make America two halves hate each other even more. Well, here's the thing. Trump will either bow out and say, you know what, I concede, Biden have it, and he walks away. Then we get into what I'd like to call fake democracy, which we already kind of been in anyway. It's just a little bit more or less fake, and well, not a little less fake, but a little more obvious. Let's put it that way. The fake democracy will be a little bit more obvious when, well, if Biden is given the reins. You know, if Trump says, you know what, yep, I concede, you won, fair and square, here you go. Democracy is a little more obviously not even a thing. We're not a democracy anyway, we're a republic, but you know what I mean, right? That whole thing, it's a little bit more obvious that it's a fake. Will people care? Probably not. People will be like, you know what, I'm still free, you know, land of the free, home of the brave, yada yada. I stand up at every freaking, you know, national anthem and all that, and we're the freest nation in the world. Yeah? Can you take your gun into a 4th of July celebration? Don't think so. At least not, I can't. All right? So there's one thing, right? If that happens, I really do hope that all the conservatives, all the Trump backers, everybody right now who is calling for this, you know, calling for a lot of things, including, you know, potentially having to go to work and suiting up. If Trump concedes, I hope you all just say, you know what? That's it. He concedes. That's where we're going to draw, you know, we're not going to go any further. Now, if he doesn't concede and there's definite evidence and more fuckery is afoot, then you know what? Go to work. If people are going to work, then we all need to go to work at that point. I hope you all are ready. Now, if Trump does fight it and ends up winning, that's gonna end bad. We might have to go to work on that one too. You know what I mean? For a different reason. All right, that's all I got to say on that one. All right. I also carry a mag of Underwood Extreme Penetrator Plus P. Is this for your 10 mil? Ranger T Series 45. Hey, I know what Ranger T Series is. That's that black Talon stuff without the black stuff on it. Extreme Penetrators are fantastic rounds. Yes, they are, but I like hollow points because they don't over-penetrate, and I don't want to over-penetrate. Out in the country, I wouldn't care as much. Here in the city, I do care quite a bit. That's also another reason why I chose 300 Blackout as my home defense round. Extreme Penetrators are fantastic. Okay, did I guys get CB radio for possible EMP? I have not gotten the CB radio. Anonymous, I want to see what a titanium tipped steel round would do when cased in a 308. I want to see that too. I carry them in case I have to shoot through my door or windshield of my semi-truck. I get you. See, and that's the great thing. There's different applications for sure. And you have your reasons why, and you've had more than enough reasons to know what you need. Don't mess with anyone in this chat, says Riddle. Oh yeah. Because everybody's armed. Smart. When sleeping in the semi, always carry. I know my buddy's dad has had 2 attempted robberies at night while sleeping at truck stops. Both times he was pointed the gun and they got off the truck and ran fast. I'm a team driver. Oh, right on. Me and the wife were a team driver together. That was interesting. Do you team with somebody you actually know, or do you team with just another person that you met on the job? Stinger and I used... Oh, Riddle Girl already said that. Got a lot of... Okay, let's see. Let's move on. Quantum Lotus. What's up, Quantum? Someone else was trolling and changed their name to QL, so I trolled back and changed it. Well, I hate... Yeah, that troll QL. Some fucking morons are targeting anything with Q. Bunch of idiots. Now it's evil to fight pedos. Oh, because of QAnon, I'm guessing?
Uh-huh.
Really? So I guess Qbert is now a bad video game. I live this shit. It makes fucking rage. I know, man. I need a plate carrier and back and side plates. Back and side plates? Well, plate carrier, I went with the Condor. However, I went with their... I think it was just their XL plate carrier. I wish I had gotten one that had like the shooter's cut, because shouldering anything on that is kind of difficult for me. But it's a nice plate carrier. The Condors, well, I mean, the research that I did, everybody kept going back to Condor. Condor. Right? So that's why I got Condors. As far as the plates, I think you already bought one of them, didn't you? But I have those level 4 in the front and the back. I don't have any side plates. But, I mean, I could get side plates. I don't know if I want side plates. They're not that big. I mean, they're pretty small. On Twitter, I had an Amonican. Okay, I'm not. You know what, Q? Screw you. Hell, I had lots because I was always being suspended. Oh, so those are all your different names? I met them on the job, but we're friends. That's good. You need to be friends to do team driving because you're around each other a lot. It kind of stunk as a husband and wife, though, because I wanted to spend more time with her. But, you got to sleep while the other one's driving. And trying to sleep while somebody's driving, especially through the Rocky Mountains, it's hard to do. Look at mine. I just ran 3 miles today. AR 500. Right on. Maybe we can start our own platform. Nice. Okay. Claim. Fired Defense Secretary Esper secretly helped Biden transition team plot new coup attempt. Thought you were going to drain the swamp, Trump. You're leaving them in all these years. You still having a hard time finding them? I mean, you're the man of 4D chess. You should have sussed them out a long time ago. And now we got this person who's been in there for who knows how long. And he's just now getting around to firing him. President Trump fired Defense Secretary Mark Esper on Monday, announcing the news in a tweet saying that effective immediately, Christopher Miller, the director of National Counterterrorism Center, will serve as acting secretary. Chris will do a great job, Trump tweeted. Mark Esper has been terminated. I would like to thank him for his service. Democrats and their allies in the leftist media, joined in the ranks of several Never Trump resistant operatives, are trying to claim falsely that Biden has secured the presidency, flying in the face of the president and election norms, with counting and legal challenges still underway. According to the National File, reports have flown that Esper was secretly helping the Biden transition team. Wow. But it isn't the first time in which Esper has undermined the commander-in-chief. Well, you know what? The first time you undermine... Okay, if I was ever president, which God help us all, but if I was ever president, you undermine me once, you're gone. Obviously, if it's not constitutional, you won't be gone. But if I have every right to fire you and replace you, and you've done me wrong once, yeah, I'm going to get rid of you. There ain't no second chances at that point, especially if you're president. Trump knows he had work to do. You had at most, you have 4 years. Well, I mean, you could have 8 years, technically. But I mean, you got 4 years. That's not that long to get this crap done. You have all this stuff you want to get done, you better do it. You better do it quick, because they're going to try to get you out. They've been trying to get him out since day one. Maybe he was predisposed to other stuff all that time. I don't know. Anyway, there was already a considerable speculation, even before the election, that Trump might give him the axe over past public attacks. CIA Director Gina Haspel and FBI Director Christopher Wray are likewise on the radar. Concerns over untrustworthy adversaries have been politically touchy matter for Trump throughout his first presidential term, following the attempted 2017 coup, referred to colloquially as Obamagate. Obama and Biden helped orchestrate the plot with the Obama intelligence officials to undermine the incoming president and his administration with knowingly false claims of Russian collusion that had first been commissioned as opposition research by the Hillary Clinton campaign. Trump's abrupt move to dump Esper triggers questions about what the president may try to do in the next few months before he leaves office, including adjustments in the presence of troops overseas or other national security changes. Miller has most recently served as director of the National Counterterrorism Center. Before that, he was Deputy Assistant Defense Secretary and top advisor to Trump on counterterrorism issues. He has a long background with the military. I do not carry. Okay, so this is just going into backstories here. But it'll prove to be an uphill struggle as Trump alternately praised what he called his generals and degenerated top Pentagon leaders as warmongers devoted to drumming up business for the defense industry. Yeah. For all you Democrats out there who don't like foreign wars, which I don't either, that's like one of the best things Trump has done, is gotten us not where we're in another war. I think that's the first president that hasn't gotten us in a war in that many years in a row. In a long time. Trump scored on his first defense secretary, Mattis, who resigned. Yeah, we know about that. Yeah, this is just all backstory. Trump's hinted at Esper's shaky status in August. Mark Jasper, did you call him Jasper? Trump said it appeared to be, yeah. All right. So he fired somebody. Will that help him? Who knows? Okay. Build endurance with plates. We've been running them a lot lately, doing nightly perimeter checks with our plates on. I mean, it's, 15 pounds-ish?
Mm-hmm.
Close to that. You add on the rifles, or pistols in my case, it's like another 7 or 8 pounds. was running a mile in 7.5, and then the corona hit. Have you ever seen that episode of Rick and Morty, where Morty was president of the Citadel of Ricks? That would happen if I were president. Dude, I've seen a few Rick and Mortys. I can't say I've seen that one. You one of those run for fun people? Oh, yeah. I'm working OT to get my iron. And he fit VA. I saw it, and the Democrats said DVM or dead votes matter. I saw a man on priority list. It was sick. And dead votes matter. It does. They do, man. I mean, who else is going to vote for him? Right? Whistleblower: Vegas election bosses let voters fabricate proof of residence. Another post-election whistleblower has come forward with a series of sworn allegations in Nevada, one of several states where voter fraud is being closely scrutinized. The outcome of the case surrounding the state's voting scandals may potentially give the President Trump his path to re-election over Democratic candidate Joe Biden when all the legal votes are counted and the illegal ones invalidated. But that will likely require a federal intervention, as corrupt Democrat state officials appear to be intent on covering up the alleged mass ballot stuffing schemes that they help coordinate and orchestrate. Yeah, that's pretty hard, man. How do you get, because you don't have anything, you have to get cooperation from the state. And if the state is in on it, you're kind of screwed. According to Breitbart, poll watchers documented several red flag violations in Clark County, which encompassed the Las Vegas metropolitan region, and it's historically one of only 2 counties in the state to back Democrats. One eyewitness said in a sworn affidavit that, among other things, polling officials allowed would-be registrants who lacked ID to instead schedule an appointment with the DMV and use the confirmation of the appointment as their proof of residency? Really? You're giving them IOUs? They should have had that figured out before they wanted to go vote. They were then permitted to vote with a provisional ballot, even though their appointments were not until January 2021. The poll watcher testified. We were told this was being allowed all over the valley at all polling places. Poll workers then used the DMV confirmation number in lieu of actual driver's license numbers, but they were required to add 2 extra zones to get the right number of digits, effectively inventing their own fraudulent data on site to obscure the invalid ballots. The eyewitness accounts also included reports of Biden-Harris bus, booth, or tent on site and the voting facilities that claim to be offering light refreshments and campaign memorabilia. However, they reportedly crossed the line into electioneering and had to be reminded to maintain a 100-foot distance. It was a very visible feature in a very narrow parking lot, said the affidavit. On several days, they had speakers, dances, music, and other festivals going. Yeah, I don't care about that. According to dishonest media, hacks went all in on the DNC talking points to claim without evidence that poll watchers were engaging in intimidation tactics. You know, trying to keep it open and honest. That's intimidating. Don't tell us to keep our windows open. That included a threat from Nevada's Democratic Attorney General Aaron Ford that he would prosecute GOP volunteers who dared to interfere with the state's efforts to rig the voting. I'm sure he didn't use the word rig. But the extra scrutiny has given the Trump campaign the proof it needs to make a case for widespread voting fraud, which corrupt Democrat officials either desperately or brazenly committed in plain sight with their impending defeat on the line. In addition to Nevada, Trump's legal team must prevail in at least 3 other states, the most likely being Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. Yeah, he had those. In the bag he had those, especially Pennsylvania. In both Pennsylvania and North Carolina, Democratic governors and crony election officials circumvented laws passed by the GOP legislators to implement their own last-minute election changes under the pretense of emergency Rona measures. In historically deep red Georgia, irregularities during the ballot county process for counties surrounding urban Democratic bastions like Atlanta and Savannah helped to produce a 10,000 vote edge for Biden, although the state is now poised to undergo a detailed recount. Several other states that Trump appeared to be winning on election night are also under intense scrutiny for issues ranging from ballot stuffing in Wisconsin to questionable software glitches throughout the state of Michigan to the use of Sharpies to suppress GOP votes in Arizona, where I am located. Although Trump is currently projected to lose in all three of the states which had helped him to defeat Hillary Clinton in 2016, Wisconsin and Arizona currently both have margins of about 20,000 votes separating the two candidates. Very, very close. And I would like a recount. But among the allegations that the Trump campaign has brought to light already, one claim in Pennsylvania, the number of dead people alone included on the state's voter rolls was 21,000, according to Fox News. If the campaign is able to present evidence that large numbers of ineligible zombie voters were present in other states as well, that alone could help him on his way to whittling down the suspicious tallies. Oh, it's a fight. Man, is it a fight. Okay. I am working on OT to get my iron. I already read that. And the Democrats said dead voters mattered. Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize for his work in the Middle East. At least he's trying. I am not a fan of the East, Israel, or Middle East, says Quantum Lotus. The power of prayer and meditation are real. I do believe that. Joe Biden. Okay, so now we're getting to some Arizona news. Okay.
Now, the only thing I wanted you to read from this was near the bottom, because the top part of it is all stuff we already know and don't care about. Well, I mean, we care, but we already know it.
We already read it or something.
Yeah.
Joe Biden projected to win presidency. Still thousands of uncounted ballots in Arizona.
Now, remember, you just got through reading that there was about 20,000 votes between them, right?
So far, yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
If you scroll down.
Yeah. Can I read this? So the last I checked, we had about 100,000 votes still left to be counted in Arizona. Okay. And in the election is almost a week old now. You telling me you can't count that many ballots in this amount of time? Why? Why is Arizona still counting ballots right now? I mean, the first round of counting. We're not even talking about, recounting. This is our first go at it, and we're still counting. Crazy. Joe Biden projected to win the presidency. Still thousands of uncounted ballots in Arizona. And Riddle Girl says,
right there where it says down here in Arizona. Up a little bit. Right there.
5 days since Election Day, the Grand Canyon State has less than 100,000 ballots to be counted. But we're still counting them. Although about 7,500 of those are early ballots that need signature verification. Okay, so that's not that many of them. Maricopa County only did one data dump, and that was on Saturday morning. The second planned numbers released for Saturday night was scrapped, and there will be new numbers from the state's largest county today at 4 p.m. So that already happened. The Arizona Secretary of State office said there was 99,399 uncounted ballots remaining, with 47,000 of them ready for tabulation and 44,000 of them and a half thousand of them being provisional ballots. The other 7,500 are early ballots that need to be verified. Okay, well, it depends on where they come from. Because if they come from like Yavapai County, that's deeply conservative. It could very easily go for Trump on that. And President Trump so far has 1,616,000 votes. Joe Biden has 1,636,000 votes. So there's a difference there of about 20 1,000 votes. Yeah. Is there anything else here you wanted me to read, Riddle, since you have this all figured out?
No.
Okay, so if you listen to what protesters say, they want for the votes to be counted, and that's exactly what is happening. So why are you trying to distract from what is happening? Because we want it to be counted in open. We want a few Democrats. I say 5, right? But I don't know. Let's go with what I want, though. Let's have 5 Biden supporters or 5 people that work for the Biden campaign here in Arizona. You have Biden campaign people here, right? I'm sure you do. Get 5 of your top people from the Biden campaign here in Arizona. Get 5 of your Trump campaign people from here in Arizona. Have them both watching you count the vote. Have one person counting the ballots. Shit, I know it's going to take forever with one person. But can we have like maybe one of each team watching one person counting and putting the votes in different boxes, and so that everybody knows it's on the up and up? I don't know. Maybe that's too much to ask. Lawsuits move forward over allegations of incorrectly rejected votes in Maricopa County. A Maricopa County judge is allowing a lawsuit filed by President Trump's campaign over allegations of mishandled ballots in cast in person to advance. Judge Daniel Kiley said evidentiary and oral argument hearing on Thursday at 9:30 a.m. It's expected to last about 5 hours. During Monday's hearing, attorneys for the defendants in the case, Secretary of State Katie Hobbs, Maricopa County Recorder Adrian Fontes, and Maricopa County Board of Supervisors objected to the Trump campaign's lawsuit and allegations. There's no possibility of systematic error, said Thomas Liddy, attorney for the Maricopa County. The campaign says poll workers mismanaged the way ballots were handled when the tabulation machines rejected them. Voters were allowed to get a new ballot, and the old ones is spoiled. The voter can cast the spoiled ballot, but it must undergo further review. But the lawsuit claims some poll workers had voters cast their ballots without more inspection, claiming these ballots may have been counted as invalid when they shouldn't have. Voters have a right to know with certainty that when they follow the instructions of election officials, their votes will be counted automatically and perfectly, court documents said. The lawsuit wants officials to reinspect the ballots cast on Election Day, but lawyers for the defendants say there is little evidence for the lawsuit. They say that the 155,000 votes cast in person in Maricopa County, only 180 of them were identified as overvotes or a ballot that had more than the maximum candidates selected. Liddy also said by law, all the ballots can be recounted unless the difference between the candidates is 0.1%. Thank you very much, Zeus. I do appreciate it. That dollar will be going to Broken Patriot. Broken Patriot is... I already did that.
Sorry.
Broken Patriot is going through some hard times right now, so everything that we gather tonight as far as super chats and any kind of donations will be going to help Broken Patriot out while his wife is in the hospital because she's got a blood clot in her hip, I think, right? And we talked about that earlier in the chat, if you will. And I'll talk about it once we're done here, too. The lawsuit wants officials to reinspect the ballots cast on Election Day, but the lawyers for the defendants say there's little evidence for the lawsuit. They said 155,000 votes cast in person. Yeah, basically they don't want to do it. Witnesses and exhibit information must be in by 3 p.m. and the briefs must be in at 8 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday is Veterans Day holiday. Oh, it was a holiday. So hopefully they get that in. The magic ballots registered in 1900, born in 1921. I'm so tempted to bring up the time travel. I'm so tempted up to bring time travel. Pennsylvania had voters born in 1800s. That makes them 220 years old. Well, they still have a right to vote. They died for this country, dang it. Yeah. Will said they was Dems on the request for a mail-in ballot. There's a lot of Republicans that mailed in their ballots around here. The boarded up windows is fraud guys pretending money. Quantum says, okay, I don't mean to be conspiracy theorist, but there is a rumor that there are humans that have lived that long. Some women that have worked for the World Bank said that there are heads of hundreds of years old. That the heads are hundreds of years old. So they just had body transplants. Trump has always said the very rich that they don't know who they are. The flat earther cousin told me of such things. They are descendants of the Nephilim. Yeah. Flat rather. They have the ability to put brain on a hard drive. Conspiracy night. We gotta have a conspiracy night.
I was just getting ready to say that. Yeah, we gotta do that.
I don't know when to do it. Like, I was gonna be like, well, on a slow news day. Yeah, because slow news days happen all the time right now. New York Governor Cuomo lies about Trump's Rona response. Fearmongers about potential vaccines. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo on Monday claimed that President Trump's Rona response was a failure because it lacked a complete mobilization of the federal government. The Trump administration denied the Rona, so they never really were ready for it. So there's no mobilization of the government, Cuomo claimed. Cuomo, however, received more support from the Trump administration than any state affected by the Rona pandemic. The federal government sent hundreds of ventilators to the state during the virus's peak. Oh, wow. Thank you very much, Bri. I appreciate that. That is awesome. And my chat is gone, but that's okay because thank you very much for that. I gotta start clicking on this so that it doesn't go away. Yeah, that will be going to Broken Patriot. We're raising some money. And if you're not already subscribed, he does have a video about what happened, and he's asking for donations because, you know, he hasn't got his disability yet. He's been trying to get it for years, and now he's finally got a court hearing, right? So he's hoping to get it soon, but with his wife, the only one that's bringing in the money, being out as much as she's been out because this is not her first blood clot. She had another one removed a while back. And so this is the second time that she's been down. And yeah, they're really behind on car payment and I believe rent as well. So thank you very much for that. We will definitely get that to him. Okay. The federal government sent hundreds of ventilators to the state. Yep. What am I going to do with 400 ventilators when I need 30,000? Oh, Cuomo. What am I going to do with 400 when I need 30,000? Well, you got 400. Cuomo said at the time, you picked the 26,000 people who are going to die because you only sent us 400. He was wrong, of course. The 30,000 ventilators he claimed to need were not necessary at all. He has never admitted as much. The federal government also mobilized hundreds of private contractors to build emergency field hospitals across the country, several of which were in New York. A few of these hospitals were even used. And the U.S. Navy hospital ship Comfort, which Trump sent to New York City in April, returned back to his home base after treating just a few patients. Yet Cuomo continues to insist that it's the federal government's fault that his state suffered the worst of the Rona pandemic. One glance at his policies proves that it is not true. Tens of thousands of senior citizens are dead in his state because Cuomo signed a policy in March forcing nursing homes to accept the Rona patients. News broke on Monday about a potential vaccine developed by Pfizer independently of the federal government that's 90% effective at treating the Rona. Cuomo immediately called the announcement bad news. The good news is that Pfizer tests look good and will have a vaccine shortly. The bad news is that it's about 2 months before Joe Biden takes over, and that means this administration is going to be implementing a vaccine plan, Cuomo said. Cuomo then declared that he and several other Democratic governors are talking about how they can stop the Trump administration's vaccine deployment. You already killed old people in nursing homes. Now you're going to kill more people because you don't want to have Trump have a victory. We can't let this vaccination plan go forward the way Trump administration is designing it. Biden can't undo 2 months later. We'll be in the midst of it, Cuomo said. Cuomo also said he expects the tone government officials to use talk about the Rona will change significantly if Biden becomes president in January. There you go. That's all we got on that. Oh, thank goodness I'm done with reading that because that is a pain in the butt. Meanwhile, let me go ahead and bring up my chat again. So just everybody give me a second, if you will. Oops. All right. Quantum Lotus. I don't really believe unless I see it, but all the same, that's how they keep us blind. What can I tell you is they are very into bloodlines and genes. Sorry, I don't mean to yap. Let me just shut. No. Absolutely. We need to have a conspiracy theory night. I think it's fun. $1 for every push-up I owe Zeus. Wow, you owe Zeus 22 push-ups?
Yep. That was that whole 22 push-ups for those veteran suicides, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Thank you, Riddle Girl. Yeah, we're donating to BP. We sure are. Trump's uncle has Tesla last work and time machine. Also, Trump is always one step ahead. Remember, internet was government program. They have the ability to shut it down too, EMP. I don't know, man. Will Trump do anything? We'll see. We'll see. Right now, I don't think it's looking too good. In my opinion, it's not looking great. I don't see much hope out of it. I think Trump's going to concede personally, but I was wrong. I've been wrong many times, so don't believe me because I said that the election was going to be definitive. Trump's going to win in a landslide, and there's not going to be any question on who won, so we'll know election night. I was wrong. But humans are quantum computers. Wait, I missed some. I'm not on live chat either. Hold on. Look up Trump uncle. Yeah, we know, related to Hillary. Yes, Matt Zoo, this is also about technology. Definitely curious on what you think about time travel. I've heard many theories and conspiracies. Trump went into a machine and said he felt 20 years younger. We got it, but humans are quantum computers. We have no time travel. They have super AI. It's master algorithm. They can predict what happened just good as time travel. You are poison. Our brains and hearts are powerful. The soul is real. Today, our state CDC director said they had 975 vaccines in a box, and they only have enough cold storage to hold about 10 boxes in each of the freezers. They just solved the unsolvable math problem in 2019. The scientists say they didn't know its repercussions. I have no idea what you're on about, Matt Zoo. They need to go holistic after all of this shaking my head. Okay, caught up on the chat. Thank you guys very, very much for all your donations, for sure. Let's see how much we've raised tonight. Where is that at? Hold on. We have raised $34. That is amazing. Thank you very much, guys. I really do appreciate that. So once again, lastly, before we go, Broken Patriot is going through some times right now. He's not able to pay his bills. He has not gotten his disability approved yet, so he's still waiting on that. Meanwhile, the only breadwinner of the house, his wife, is down again. She was down, was it a month or so ago?
Mm-hmm.
I believe. I apologize not knowing the exact date, but about a month ago or so, she had a blood clot in her leg. Mm-hmm. Was it in her leg?
Yep.
And she had to go get that operated on and get it removed. And then on Saturday night, she got rushed to the hospital in a lot of pain. They thought she had broken her hip, but apparently finding out today, it was another blood clot, this time in her hip, and she's probably going to have to get, I mean, I would imagine they're going to remove that one surgically as well, which is going to put her down and out of work for a little bit longer, and they are desperately behind on bills. So all your donations tonight will be going for that, and I really do appreciate it. We've raised $34. I think it was $34 that I said?
35.
$35? Okay, thank you, little girl. So that's where that's going. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for joining me here on the evening catch-up. Let's see. They forgot to mention that family fact. Two hospitals in Bangor only has 2 of them each hospital, and they said that the CDC just ordered 2 of them. I don't know. I'm not a real big proponent of the whole vaccine anyway, because there's plenty of evidence that the death tolls are inflated big time, and that most likely you have a 99.5% chance of surviving this if you're 69 years or younger, which you have a better chance of surviving this than you do the flu. I'm not saying people haven't died from it. I'm not saying that it's not real. If you want to get a vaccine, go ahead and get one. If you want to wear a mask, go ahead and wear one. That's up to you. But at the same time, don't tell me what to do, right? It's up to me if I want to wear a mask. It's up to me if I want to get a vaccine, right? You don't quarantine the healthy. You quarantine the sick. And what we've done in 2020 over this is amazing. 2020 is not even over yet. What a year. And we're promised even a worse year in 2021. I mean, according if you ever looked into Agenda 21, right? And it looks like if Biden does claim the presidency and actually gets in office, I don't see how it doesn't happen. Hey, Broken Patriot. What's up, Broken Patriot? And thank you very much, Armed Archangel. Yeah. How are you? Still in the hospital. We'll find out more tomorrow. Yes, we will. So that brought it up to $45, I think. Right, Riddle?
Yep, we're at 45.
$45. Sweet. I'll throw in another 5, make it an even 50. How's that? All right, guys. Well, that's all I got for you tonight. I'm sorry you came in late, Broken Patriot. Kind of late. We were raising up money for your wife and your whole situation here. So we got 45 from people in chat. I'm going to throw in another 5 just to make it an even 50. And I'll be giving you that sometime probably tomorrow. I guess I could do that tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Right? Matt Zoo, there was math problems that was the hardest in the world was solved in 2019. The intellectuals said it was yeah, I know you said that. You repeated your chat, bro. I have no idea about that hardest math problem, though. That's the first time I've ever heard of it. BP is going to be all right no matter what happens. Remember, life is beautiful, and you got people backing you. The Mad Max movie was supposed to happen in 2021. Conspiracy theory confirmed. If we could get the cool-ass cars, I'd be down for it. Let's do it. Yeah. Thank you very much, Bri, for that. Thank you very much, Armed Archangel. Thank you very much, OMG. Thank you very much for everybody who did that. Let's see. Bri, Zeus. I'm just going to scroll up. Oh, my chat was gone, so I can't scroll up too much. You know who you are. Thank you very much for doing that. By the way, there are descriptions below this video.
Brian McCowan.
Yeah.
Zeus.
Yeah.
And Armed Archangels.
Yeah, I said Armed Archangel for sure. So check out, if this is the first time you're ever here, check out the descriptions below. First link down there is going to be for Adam Lawson's Blessed. That's the song that comes on before I come on live. Next is going to be all the causes I believe in and support. Tonight's cause is Broken Patriot, but other causes down there is Justice for Cannon, the 5-year-old boy who was shot in the head by his neighbor. Ryan Whitaker and his whole story and his GoFundMe for his family. We also have ProjectRecover.org. That's an organization that goes out and looks for lost service members and returns the remains to their families. And lastly, my good friend Irish USMC Vet is trying to start up a location in Tennessee where veterans can come and stay room and board free while learning a new skill like farming, gunsmithing, or blacksmithing. Next is all the places that you can find me. I'm on BitChute. I'm on DLive. Hey, DLive, how are you doing? And I'm on Twitter, and we are no longer on Facebook because Facebook has deleted Riddle Girl's account. So I need to remove that link. The link for her Facebook is down below, but it is no longer with us. And Riddle Girl is not really looking at making a new one. So I think the Facebook thing, we're done with that.
I don't really see any point in it. They're just gonna take me down again, or somebody's gonna get pissed off like JPTV and report me and get me taken down again.
Conspiracy theory that JPTV3 reported you this time.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, if it's not one thing, it's gonna be something else, and they're just gonna keep taking me down. So what's the point?
Well, it's gonna get more and more blatant too, especially with what's going on. Anyway, other than that, then after the places that you can follow me, it's all the ways you can donate to the channel. If you so choose to do so, it's not necessary, but it is well appreciated. And thank you very much, everybody, for donating tonight for Broken Patriot. I do appreciate that. By the way, if you haven't at least checked out his channel, go check it out. If you're not already subscribed, watch a couple of his videos, see if you like his content, and then subscribe. Right? No, it started at the normal time. Oh. No, yeah. You should... Are you on daylight savings time, bro? We started at 7 p.m. Arizona time. Everybody on daylight savings time, it starts for an hour early. We'll be Mad Max when the EMP hits. Only the old jalopy cars. I'm still shocked I'm still on Facebook, says Broken Patriot. Yep. All right, guys. That's all I got for you. I don't think we're going to do a chat tomorrow unless there's some news. There's probably going to be some news. So let's go ahead and expect a chat for tomorrow. We'll go ahead and make it conspiracy night. So bring all your great conspiracy theories. You got 24 hours, well, 23 hours to come up with all your best evidence too. Don't just give me a chat and say, I believe this or this is a great conspiracy. Bring some hard factual evidence. We're going to look into it. Okay? I want you to bring your links. Most of you, if not all of you, have wrenches. Okay? And if you come here tomorrow with a good conspiracy theory and don't have a wrench, you might get one because, yeah, tomorrow's conspiracy theory night. All right? And you have to have links to back up your claims.
A fact checker might have a crush on you.
Damn, PC says 7 p.m. Yeah, your PC must not be set on Mountain Standard Time. It must be set on some other time zone, bro. That's why I had to go so fast. I got purged for writing about Joe. I don't doubt it. All right, guys. Well, until tomorrow's conspiracy theory night, which we'll talk about some actual news events, I'm sure, as well. But until tomorrow's conspiracy theory night, thank you very much for joining me here. Like the video if you liked it. Sub if you're not already. Hit the bell if you want to know exactly when I come on live, Broken Patriot. Can't believe you don't ring the bell. And until then, though, keep your family close. Watch out for that government and try to live free in this world because you got to live free up here. Because that's about the last beacon of free space that we have. Until then, though, peace.